Don't know why
How
I called
you doing,
myself
mate?
Andrew, and that was weird, wasn't it?
Aye, I know it was a bit different. Aye.
It sounded like I thought Frankie was there.
Aye. It's only my
Calls you
family
Andrew.
that call me Andrew.
How you getting on, mate? You all right?
Not bad. Not bad, you?
Good. Aye, we're doing all right, mate. Thanks very much for coming on. Hello, Davy Blair.
cheers.
How are you doing? Thanks for
Dave.
joining us, mate.
Yes.
Thank you. How's lockdown life treating you? You seem to be a fairly
Pretty well.
busy guy at this point.
Aye, ours alive, but there was a worry because the album was just out. I was worrying about not being able to tour it about and get people to hear it. But I mean, each live's getting a couple thousand, so I think it's doing better than it would have been doing gigs. So
Aye, well, you just transferred the live gigs to in the house live gigs,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Aye,
Many have you
aye.
done?
you did.
I've done Air 20 or something, and
You getting
Don't know,
fed
I've
up
get-
with them yet?
no, not really. No,
Enjoying them? That's
bit on
good.
nothing.
Aye,
Eh.
exactly. It's pushing you out there as well, and people that probably when they get to hear you are getting to hear you. So that's a positive off the back of that. Eh?
You got you had quite a big one today, didn't you? At 3:00.
Gigs in Scotland,
Right.
page aye for the
Aye.
sofa fun sing along.
I had a
watched
wee
a bit of
peek.
that there.
I had a
Aye.
wee peek at the views before we came on. Some serious numbers up there for that one as well, which is always
Aye.
good.
The pages get like 200,000 in itself.
We've moved. Sorry, I was just checking out and making sure it's working on.
That sounded like a very handsome devil there. That sounded.
So
That's
aye,
brilliant, mate.
so you've been writing tunes then?
Aye,
How many?
writing, recording, got the Studio One. Good few, man.
Good
Aye.
few.
Few. Few. Aye,
Couple.
just aye.
So you're going to play as a couple?
Triple
some
album.
point?
Aye, mate. Aye.
That
Get the
I was see that Truth Be Told song. Every time I hear that, I just it gets
Aye.
thing me. I watched it on the live earlier.
Aye.
That's the
Looping up the
cracker.
vocals and that.
Aye,
Aye.
that works really well. Aye, the loop pedal. I
That's-
started using the loop pedal a lot more.
Aye, I've been using it for about 2 years, but I've started going to it quite heavy
Aye,
for like vocals, harmonies, and that backers.
aye, it's good.
Is
It's
that
a
I
good
just
tool.
used to use it for like looking down chords and then playing a wee riff or something. But you could play like you could put drums on it and all as well. So
Aye.
decent. Aye.
How you finding it then? What's your thoughts with it coming out once we get out of the other end of lockdown as well? Because I know kind of used it a bit, didn't you? Before, do you think on the acoustic gigs you'll probably use it all
Well,
the time, or
I don't know if it's a bit early to start the plugin, but St Luke's, I think I'll be using it there. Be using it there. I
Aye.
think. Aye.
you're playing St Luke's, aren't you? This is we had
Aye.
John Rush on Monday. So you're one of the special guests, mate.
Aye.
We've got a wee
There we get a wee banner.
van at the bottom, mate. We've actually also, I think we've got have a wee quick peek at it for everybody. There we go.
There we
Just
go.
blocking all our ugly mugs. Well, me and
Aye.
Andy's ugly mugs, and your,
Well,
handsome,
you and
handsome young
Connell's
face,
ugly mug.
mate. Aye, I know. But aye, looks that's going to be a great gig, mate. That's going to be really,
Aye,
really good.
looking forward to it. I was thinking,
Mhm.
what was it? It was meant to be 2 days ago or something, but
Oh, was it?
it was meant
Aye.
to be when it was in May,
That's
wasn't
right.
it? It was
Because it was
Thursday or
it was
something.
a Thursday night, wasn't it? There's Graham.
Aye.
Graham Tom.
Even
Oh,
Graham,
the-
evening,
aye,
Graham.
7th.
Sorry,
doing
Scott, I
Gmail?
missed you there. What did you say?
Oh, it was meant to be 7th of May, I'm sure. Something.
Aye,
Mhm.
nah, you've not played St Luke's before, have you?
No, I'm excited to play it, man.
Probably one of the only venues you've not played. What's the best venue you've played?
Well,
You're
my
going to upset
favourite.
somebody.
Well, aye. King Tut's, the Bars and the Cavern Club.
That's free. That's the
Aye.
best.
Well, I don't. I don't know.
You've
I'll
got
say-
to, you've
Go
got to
with, go with Bars. Go with
Aye,
Bars.
I think you've got to say that, haven't you?
Because Davey's watching.
Davy's listening. Aye,
Aye,
Davy's
aye.
listening. All right, Stephen, how you doing? Peter?
Stephen,
Oh,
there's Peter Knox.
Andy, you playing poker tonight?
Yes, I'm playing poker tonight. I'm just gonna send my money to Big Greg. We've been playing poker every Saturday, and Big Greg's just been waiting the flare with everybody. So I think we're as well just setting up a direct debit.
I think I'm missing it tonight.
40 quid a month, right into Big Greg's
Actually,
pocket.
I think I saw Greg's comment. He texted me just before this. Unfortunately, I won't be partaking tonight. I won't be giving away my money.
Well, Greg's not even on Facebook, so he'll not be watching unless he's on.
Oh
YouTube.
well, somebody better pass on the message because he's definitely not getting a WhatsApp back yet. Oh, Davy Blair, the bar is number one.
Aye.
Well, there we go. We did it. Peter's quite happy with that response.
There's a wee thing here. I can click live comments and see all the comments. Come on.
Oh, can you see them as well?
You should be able to, mate.
Aye.
See this technology, honestly.
Aye.
Didn't make me leading us.
We've just switched to a brand new software into the night. So
yeah, nice. So there'll be a few glitches, but we should be all right for the most part.
I think I'm quite glitchy.
Oh no, you're all right, mate. You're all right. It's still here and see you, aye. Unless you're doing a dance there, and because you're pretty static and mammy. Unless you're dancing about, we've maybe missed something. The few the online streaming gigs seem to be going quite well, and it's important, I suppose, at this point because you had quite a big summer planned.
Keep it going.
Aye,
I was looking forward to all the festivals and that. I think I had hope for some of them, but there's some that I think I'll reschedule till like September or something. I think we should be fine for then. But
aye.
Get fingers crossed. Exactly.
Especially I was looking forward to all the festivals, but most have been cancelled. Well, I don't actually know about Lindisfarne yet. Has it been cancelled? Aye.
I don't know, David.
Aye.
Dave, do you know the answer to that?
Dave might know. He also says we're streaming fine, so that's good. That's good.
That's cool. Aye.
I was down in the studio corner, picking up some monitors and that earlier. A studio monitor to take out of Brian's. It was just
that's heartbreaking.
Just a shell. It was just a shell.
Nothing there.
If anybody doesn't know, Connor recorded in the Crown Point studio. The legendary Crown Point. It
makes Abbey Road look poor.
It does.
Aye.
It does. Where else do you go where you go up to the toilet and doors start slamming all the place and there's nobody even there?
Aye. I've got a few lyrics about
that. Everybody
genuinely thought you were going to say, where else do you go where everybody else knows your name? Michael Kerr gutted. Connor was due to play Port Glasgow on the 4th of April. I'm sure he'll get that rescheduled. What gig was that? Do you know, Connor? Off the top of your head?
Aye, Port Glasgow. Would have been somewhere. Aye.
Trisha,
the haunted Crown Point. It's not haunted. It was just they were friendly.
The old priesthood.
Is that the building was actually a priesthood originally?
Aye.
I don't know if I told you the night me and John Rush were in recording. It was getting late. I think it was about 2 a.m, and we heard High Heels just walk by the door, and then went into the room next door and started playing guitar just randomly. So whoever it was went in for a wee rehearsal at 2 a.m.
Big Peter.
We seen Peter the day.
Get to you, mate, but
did you?
I just felt like we jammed that night. That was.
Aye, in your high heels. But it got to the point where we're like, John's like, right, I really need to go to the toilet.
No.
And he's like, but I'm not going. I'm not doing it.
Michael's gave us the info out and Trish.
Caledonian
pub. Port Glasgow.
I was getting it mixed up with another pub. I was playing Westport, but that's in Bathgate. But Port Glasgow.
We've actually got a very thorough response to young Davy Blair as well. About
Is there a Seymour button? Because
time will tell. No, that's the end of the post, mate. So nothing official yet, but hopefully we can get that because I think Brian was very keen on that as well. Because I think he was playing with.
He was playing with Feet of Clay as well.
Double as well. He was doing a double on it, so it was.
So Rooney plays bass with Connor. Another one on the list there, Rooney.
Aye,
Gun for
aye.
hire.
It's racking up at the minute, isn't it? It's getting a wee bit. We need to stop getting people on that I play with. That's it's otherwise it's just gonna. It's
What's what you're
narcissism
saying
at
there,
its
Rooney?
best. I know, I know. It's so early for that as well. I'm just Connor. You need to mute this whole conversation now immediately. That's it. Oh, hello, Gavin. How are you doing, sir? Hey, he's
Gavin.
joined us there. How's it
He
going?
Has
also
he got
been-
the lap? Has he got the laptop?
If anyone's,
No.
aye, have you got it fixed? No, is it still broke?
Sorry, what we talking about? I thought we were talking about Gav.
Gav's.
Aye,
aye,
well.
Laptop. No, he's on the old
the dial-up.
dial-up. Aye,
He's on his hot
he's on
tub,
an
isn't
old
he?
laptop. Aye, the Mac. I think the MacBook. He put it in. He put the MacBook in.
In the
Gav,
hot tub?
Aye, probably. No, he spelt Bucky or his MacBook
All right.
right over the
brilliant.
keyboard. So
Oh,
he's back to using the old one, the old laptop now. So I think he
Oh,
put it
we've
in to get fixed, but it's no. I
We've
think
got
it was,
subtitles.
it was bad news.
Oh.
Have you?
Kirsty, apologies. I don't know why we've got. That'll be one of our. We need to get that fixed for next time. Settings, camera. Let's.
Right, I'm on the. I'm going to have a wee swatch on the app.
Kirsty, we'll try and get that sorted next time. I'm glad you can understand us though. It's just in case, Connor's get fans far and wide at this point that I think probably won't understand how we're talking. But Gav's.
Aye, you
Gav's
done the
got-
old American stream on the American page, yeah?
Aye. There.
That was. What was it called?
No.
COVID concerts? Is it that one?
COVID concert series. I think they're starting to understand Scottish a wee bit better. The first
Scottish.
time Scotch. Aye.
Scotch.
Aye, the first time I was on, there was nothing
They'll just-
understood.
They'll just be polite, mate. They'll just be being polite.
Aye.
Hello, Stephen Murray.
Hello, Stephen. Loving it. Brilliant. Thanks for joining us. If anybody's got any questions, fire them in the comments for Connor, and we can any comments in it we can fire through them. And get going.
We're
It's
trying
great to
set
see
up-
that though.
We've been thinking about doing like a kind of quiz thing. So anybody we get on will do like questions and have a leaderboard and things like that. So we've not really thought of the quiz yet. We've just thought of the
Aye.
the end result, but we'll need to go back and have a think.
Aye, we need to get you. We need to get you back on for that. Because it's going to be.
Aye.
I think it's going to get quite competitive.
Aye.
Aye. Well, Andy's been. Well, you have been doing quizzes, haven't you? You have been doing quizzes on the.
I came last
Zoom?
in the quiz I done last night. Told you that.
Aye. Are you
Gav.
single?
Who's that question directed to? Because you need to watch
You be
yourself.
very
Here.
careful there, Gav.
Aye, come on now. Come on.
There's
Oh, there he
Cheggy.
is. Cheggy's
I
on.
got excited
He's
there, Cheggy.
Hey, he's appearance. He's alive. He's alive. Oh,
that.
look at this.
Xander.
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it?
That's a great
Connor's
question.
favourite
We'll
debut
just
album.
put that up there as well. I think I might guess this one. I think I might be.
Go on.
I think you'll probably go because it's a debut album. Well,
Aye,
you should
it
really be
will
plugging your own.
It will not be. Aye, well, no.
You
Well,
should be plugging
not-
your own at this point. If I was going
Wait, Gavin.
debut
Gavin
album.
said you. Gavin said you. How's that?
Oh, that's
Well, I
no
think-
cleared
I
a thing up, Gav. We all spoke to you. I think Connor's debut. He's probably going to go Sam Fender.
Aye. Well, aye.
Oh, that was a weird.
Debut-
That was a weird noise. Right,
Debut,
go on then.
right. Well, debut. It's either the Stone Roses debut or Sam
it's-
Fender. Aye.
Sam Fender's album is class.
Aye.
It's do you know something? Again, it's the first album that I've heard in a while that I've liked. I can't remember like before that. Liam
You
Gallagher's
don't-
first album, I was excited about that. But see, to be fair to Rab had been pushing Sam Fender onto me for ages, and I was like, nah.
Aye, I've liked him for a bit. Well, I seen his album. I can't skip a tune. That's a good album.
Aye,
man.
that's what I'm saying. You can listen right through. I'm quite gutted I missed him at Transmit.
Well, we were coming in the gate and he was finishing Hypersonic Missiles, just running to the stage. Felt like
Did
action
you catch
film
a
or
good bit of
something.
him?
No, mate, like 30 seconds and he was away.
Oh, was that him? Did they end on that?
Aye.
Oh, right.
But,
I only, see, to be honest, man, I only caught full sets
Richard
was
Ashcroft.
Richard Ashcroft.
He was
Thought
probably
he
the
was
best on
brilliant.
that day, man.
Aye, I really like Ashcroft. I've never been a fan of the Verve, but to be honest,
Well, I like. Oh, it's Rooney. It's you, Rooney. It's you, Rooney. Aye.
It's me.
Right.
It's me. Gav, we'll have a wee private chat about this later. I know what you're really wanting.
They just use having a wee coded conversation here.
Absolutely, but let's get back to this. Sam Fender's great. No doubt he'll follow up with a belter. Kirsty's comment. He's classing his socials to him, and his band seem like a class
Aye.
bunch. They do. They
I've
seem
got
like just a good bunch of lads, don't they? That are just kind of getting about and enjoying it and experiencing it. I mean, it's not like he's been around for a while as well. It's not like he's just burst onto the scene. He's
see his new tune. His new tune,
paid
Hold
his
Out. There's
dues.
like, it's not even like. I thought it was a new tune, but he's just started releasing them because there's videos of him doing them in like 2016, 17 as well. So.
Mhm.
Oh, aye.
Just the wee guy got Hawkins. What's this? What happened there?
Don't know, mate. Doug's all about him.
Oh,
Doug's-
really?
Aye.
Oh, I
Doug's
know
all
what
about
happened.
him. Aye, you know what happened. Doug's all about him. I mean, he was trying to have a nice day, but I was trying to catch the borders. So thanks very much.
He's a mule, mate. You can't. You've got to pick it. You can't be getting in
I
there.
lost. We get into transmit about 15 minutes, and then that was me myself for the rest of the day. I lost everybody.
All
Turned my
right.
back, turned round, and everybody was gone.
Who were you there with? Was it Rab and Frank?
Rab, Frank, Big Chris Rutherford, one of his mates. I think that was it. Aye.
Well, I think the best on that day. I only went to Saturday, but I think the Snuts and I would say something, but I only saw one tune. But Richard Ashcroft as well. I couldn't find his catch up thing on the. What is it?
Ashcroft.
The BBC. They post them either. See how the video of them.
Aye. You can watch
couldn't-
them back later.
But I saw his whole set. He was probably the only one I watched like properly, like full.
I was
and
just wandering about.
How are you?
Wandering about, aye.
Trying to find Rab.
Trying to find people, and then I sat. See was it the King Tut stage?
Aye.
I think it was at the right hand side. I just ended up sitting on the grass there, just watching the odd person,
Aye.
and then getting up. I'll go and have a look, see if I can find anybody. My phone battery was ready to die, and my keys. I'd left we went to the studio before because it's just around the corner, and I'd left my house keys because Michelle was on holiday, so I was like, right, I'm not losing my keys at transmit, and then I can't get in the house later, so I left my keys in the studio. My phone was about to die, and actually I had to go and meet Xander and Laura. They two were sitting having a meal, and I phoned him, and he's like, I'm in the, I can't mind what's that place, that pub in
Please don't tell me it's in Luke's.
It was just not. It was just round the corner, but they two are sitting eating their dinner, and I just showed up steaming. I'm like,
double plug.
You got a studio keys on there. They went up right and sat in the studio one night and had a beer. It was good.
Aye, my dad's wallet get bumped at transmit.
Oh, really?
Wallet?
Aye.
Did it get bumped or did they drop it?
No. Right, he's saying he felt a budge, and then he's right, and somebody was running, but his phone was also dropped in the flare, so I think they dropped that. But
he's dropped it, and that's just the excuse, isn't it, Robbie?
No, mate, because there wasn't even a mosh pit, so there isn't an excuse to drop it.
The Pally, that's where Xander and Laura were. The Pally.
We got here back at like 1 in the morning or something, and don't know. He was sitting in the steps for ages because it had his key in it. So he tried to put down the door first, and then there was somebody coming in, and he got in about 4 in the morning. So I never waited for him. I went instead
to break into his own house.
I'm just waiting on the grass comment coming up in the comment section.
I wasn't waiting. I went and stayed at my pals house.
I'm off.
David Blair with quite a few. Stone Roses, Velvet Underground, The Doors, Oasis, Cast, Laz.
The Doors,
Placebo's debut album, brilliant as well. He's got a few others as well. Richard Ashcroft solo, Uncle, Corps of
Uncle.
Canada, Arcade Fire, Biffy
Uncle
Clyro.
done the tune
So
with Tom
many.
York, didn't
Nah, so many, man. So many.
it? Aye.
There's so many good tunes. But
Oh,
speaking of
the
debut albums,
There's Bazza Mills.
you had yours,
Here's
didn't you,
Bazza.
mate?
Alright.
I'm not touching it. I'm looking at the comments, by the way, in case you're like, what's he?
I know. As you can see, even since when we had John and Davey on midweek in the chats regarding, there was a few comments there that slagged no having a beard, so I'm going to have to start growing it out again. Bazza, Stereophonics debut, great album.
You're a big Stereophonics fan, aren't you?
Aye, man, just growing up, just got to see them a lot. And do you know what? I think
I think Bazza done 40s there. Was it the
Aye,
Hydro?
Aye.
He did the 40s for
Oh,
Stereophonics.
brilliant. Do you know, it was one of those things, it was like I quite liked them, and then I remember there was a girl I was seeing for a bit and was quite pally with. You'll know her as well, Andy, but she worked in USC, and at the time they had a bit of a radio giveaway. It was one of these, you don't find out. What? She worked in USC.
I thought you said the UFC.
No, definitely no.
Be careful, you're saying you'll get choked out here.
Aye, I know. I can't. Aye, and I definitely couldn't date a ring girl because look at me. But she worked for USC, and there was a radio contest thing, and it was one of these, last minute Stereophonics, last minute. You get to go see them that night. You don't know where they are. It's like a secret venue. It was really good. It was Classic Grand.
Grand.
They played the Classic Grand.
They played the Classic Grand, but they played it to only 200 people. They blocked off the back end of the main hall. It was really intimate. But it was just, do you know what it was? It was one of those, like, at a point where I was starting to develop new musical tastes and I was playing live and seeing a band that were that good, that tight live. And Kelly Jones was like at the peak for me. I don't think he's really lost it, but it was just belter after belter. It was basically playing Tina Park, but there was like 200 people there. I mean, I was literally front row. I could touch his foot, and it was just. And the band were really cool. They were dead laid back. Like after they finished, they weren't jumping off anywhere. Everybody was just having a cracking time, and it was a brilliant gig, and it always stuck with me. So I always just kind of got more and more into them. Baz knows the gig as well. It was, mate. It was a belter of a gig. They were on for ages as well. They were on for absolutely ages. It was just, I mean, granted we wangled the tickets, but that's neither here nor there at this point. You know what I mean? It's statute of limitations is gone, so do it. But
the Killers did King Tut's, didn't they? After
Transmit, aye.
That'd be cool to see.
That was their big thing, though, wasn't it? That was a big breakthrough.
It was only.
Aye, but it was only like 2 years ago after they played, or last year or something. They played Transmit, and then they done
they went in the wee after show kind of thing.
It's he always talks about that, saying that it was the first place when they played Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. The crowd started chanting back the bass line. And they went, we've never had that before in our life. It was crazy. It just totally changed everything.
Hundreds of people in the steps, man.
Mate, you've absolutely smashed me out the park there. I think my phonics record's about 12, so I'm just going to sit silently for a while now.
12? I don't even think I've seen 12 bands. Well, I've seen 12 bands, but no huge.
They're such a big festival band as well, like they were at that when Tina Park was just mental.
I was thinking, I see the Fleet Foxes. I think they're a right festival band. They'd be good at a festival.
Aye. They're what would you describe them as? Kind of
autumnal.
Like it's like I don't know, man.
They're just a season. They're just you hear them and you're like, cool. Brown leaves, no bother. Not quite,
in fact,
but summer done, so you just feel warm inside. Like
aye, it's the harmonies,
hot chocolate. Aye,
hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Not a band, because that's going to confuse people, but aye.
Imagine you met them and said that to listen to you, and I just feel warm
Aye.
inside.
Do you know what? I listen to you and I just think a warm fire. That's what I think.
I get the
Like,
security.
Get to who's this crackpot, man. David Blair. I
Oh,
saw
he's just dead
7 times. I was thinking I've seen more CM and TD5 gigs now, though. By the way, this is turning into a gig off here. Fire in the comments any band that you love that you've seen a load. Let's see how many times you've
seen them.
Saw them live. Aye, that would be interesting.
What's both of your favourite ever gigs?
On the debut album.
Aye. What you've played then? Aye, I mean, like, what about the double question? Favorite gig you've played and favorite thing where you gig you've went to or concert?
Oh, me, I thought you were asking name. What's the difference? But is concert when it's like hydro and then gig is like
concert? So it's like, I mean, aye. Sorry, I've totally confused this. So, what is your favorite gig you've played?
Only seen Oasis 20 times. All right.
Baz is just absolutely smashing everybody in the cumulative live gigs. It's just a walking festival. This is becoming not even a contest at this point.
I think, favourite gig I've played is probably the Room 2 gig. Has to be.
Aye, that was a cracker, wasn't it?
Aye, it has to be.
It's a good gig.
In fact, can you share the screen? Got a wee clip?
Absolutely. In fact, I've got a wee clip.
That was almost set up there, wasn't it?
I know. We never quite, unfortunately, I never quite got this clipped the way I would like to beforehand, but we do have a wee clip and share a wee bit of this.
This was Connor's debut album launch.
Aye, that's right, in Room 2 in Glasgow.
You can't hear me.
Nah, no one can.
And Rob has a wee solo.
I don't want to cut out Rab's solo, just so he enjoys it, you know.
Rab can't help himself, can he?
Nah, he just can't. That was a great guy. It was a great.
Charlton's about 20 plus. I am at Charlton's. Met Charlton's at Party at Palace. Yeah, it's cool. It was Party at Palace. I think there was like lightning or something, and I think Katie Tunstall was on right before them, but she was late on because it was a metal structured stage and they kept chucking people off and putting them back on when it was away. But they were good. I was
Baz has conceded defeat here. After to Mr. David Blair.
David's just not having it.
The Mustard Memoirs. That's going to be a book and a half. That's going to be some serious literature there when that makes an appearance. But no, it was a great night. Apart from the fact I was just hidden by the wonderful and talented Robin Ashcroft. Aye. I was just, do you know what? It was really funny because I was watching that when Andy recorded the thing. I started watching it. Oh, this is cool. This is looking really good. And then slowly, but surely, I just saw Robin rising. I went, yep, I'm just going to that whole corner there.
Sanderson could never pick a favourite gig.
Easier to pick a favourite gig from each venue. I would
different atmospheres because of the different venue sizes. I agree.
Find that hard. harder as well, because I always think that once you start picking multiple venues, multiple gigs, it's just how you're feeling at the time. Like there's some gigs you never expected to go well, or you
Aye,
weren't
that's true.
bothered about who was playing. You turn up and you go, "That was what an unbelievable night that was."
Usually when you know that first, that's when it ends up really good, isn't it? Or you're surprised.
Biffy
It's always
16
good.
times.
It's always good when you go with no expectations. You see a band and you're like, they're minted. Do you know what I mean?
Pixies at Tina Park 04. Got a wee bit emotional as I didn't think I'd ever see them. Oh, that was me when I was in the States and I missed the Zeppelin gig at the O2. Remember they did that one return. I was like, brilliant, 6,000 miles away. Cool. Nice one. Brilliant. It's not,
Did you not see them? Did you not see them?
I went to they did that wee reunion thing for a while.
How long ago was that again? That was a good few years ago, wasn't it?
Aye. What, the original one?
Aye.
That would have been.
When was it? Was it like was the tickets not like crazy? People were
like,
punting them.
Aye, it was they were sold out in like 3.5 seconds. It was just something ridiculous. Like it was so bad. Aye, 2007. They
Stood outside the
Stood outside.
Although it did say that they did a documentary on it called Celebration Day. Never seen it. There we go. Aye,
Melting it.
Sander, I don't want to talk about it, mate. Saying he stood outside the 202 that night. Well, that's good for you. That's good. Remember, I've got power to block people on here at this point, so it's. Trisha, I've seen Connor Fyfe a few times. I know he's getting about, that boy. He's getting about. But the tune we played, mate, that was "Don't" off the title song of the album. Off the album, in fact, I believe we might have a wee picture there of the album cover. Look at that. Oh, look at it. Lovely. Lovely.
So the album, you called the album "Don't," and it was released on
the 14th.
Was it
14th of March? Yep.
I thought it
no,
was
13th. 13th.
It was Friday the 13th, wasn't it?
Friday the 13th, aye.
Friday the 13th. It's called "Don't."
Well, it's a good thing since then. Nothing wrong's happened in the world. You know what
I mean? Aye, exactly. That was the last gig, wasn't it? Or one of the last.
Aye. There wasn't too many after it.
Aye. An album recorded in Crown Point, released on the 13th, man. That's
aye. And now we're not at Crown Point. There's a pandemic. There's
something happening now.
No, the studio with Brian's is coming on well though. That's what I was doing, just grabbing last of the stuff today to take care of there. So that'll be really good. I'm looking forward to getting in there and recording in there.
I've not seen it. Very good.
You'll be. I think you'll probably like it better than Crown Point, to be fair.
Well, we'll see.
I think it's going to be more professional. That's the thing.
Professional.
Hello, Carolina. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. You've been doing a few of the live gigs though out in the garden, eh? Just getting a few. Just
a couple of videos for the.
Your mum just sticking you right in it. It's no Carol Baskin's fault. It's Connor's. You're just getting the blame for the pandemic now. That's a real problem.
It's all my fault.
Oh, Baza, what's going on here? Kelly Jones.
I would have liked to see Ocean Carson.
Ocean Carson would be amazing. But Baza, was that when Kelly did when he did his solo album? That only the names have changed. It was a little.
Did they not do one? Did they not do one last year in the Royal Concert Hall? Just him solo.
I don't know. Actually, he might have. He was. I remember that. I remember him releasing. He only released about 50,000 copies of that. That only the names have changed. It was the same time they were recording. The name escapes me now. Is it Language, Sex, Violence, Other? The one that had Dakota on it. And in between the takes, he was just going in and writing a tune, and basically the entire. Oh, it was before then. But right, sorry, mate. And he was basically going in and writing a tune every other. he was writing a tune out in between takes, and basically all the songs on the album are just a woman's name. But it's a brilliant. If anybody can get a hold of it, I think the documentary for it's on YouTube, and there's a few contacts. There's a few of the tunes on there, but it's a great little album.
That's a good comment from Graham Tom. You
Aye,
spy
favourite tunes for the new album. What's it like gigging with Big Daft Rooney? That now there's two very important questions here. So, favourite tune for the new out of the new tunes, Connor. What are you thinking?
Wait, favourite tune I've done or favourite of the new
the
tunes?
album.
Out of the new tunes.
No, he said album.
From the new album. Well, I'll answer both.
Aye, give us both.
Favourite new tune is one called Truth Be Told.
Belter.
And favourite one for the album, well, I'll give you two because I'm not in one. So that don't know. I quite like the stuff like Sorry and Leaving.
Kind of acoustic
Well, they get a
vibe.
I think they get a good what is it? Live reception, is it? Right?
Live reception.
Aye.
Reception, aye.
It's you've got it. He's got it.
He's got the album. Baz got it. Brilliant, mate. It's honestly, I had a copy of it and was gone for years now, but it was a brilliant album. It really was for Kelly Jones. But
what's it like gigging with Rooney?
I knew the most important question.
The most
I mean the album.
Hold on, I think I might need a wee drink before we I don't know if gigging with Rooney's the problem. I think it's probably more rehearsing with Rooney that's the issue.
Rehearsing and recording. I think. Well, I think. Sorry, Graham.
It's all right.
All right, aye. What a lukewarm response to my existence right there. That.
Get you a G up, Rooney.
Oh, aye. I'm just gonna go in the garden and do push-ups after this. I'm feeling brilliant. That's
David Goggins style.
David Goggins, aye.
Absolutely.
Who's going to carry the boat?
No, it's good. I think it's definitely more appropriate now he's got rid of the moustache.
100%. I had to go. I had to.
You can't. That's the reason. See, if you're getting that for St Luke's gig, I'll need to play acoustic. I already am doing that, I think. Or you could. Oh no, in fact.
Why don't you just grow a Tash Connor as well?
That's what I was thinking.
Are we Sergeant Pepper?
Aye.
Are we Sergeant Pepper thing?
I just play acoustic, and then if you want me to play acoustic in any of the tunes, I'll just stand in the absolute darkness in the back of the stage. So all like we'll get
where you're comfortable. Aye.
Absolutely. Ash. It's just that I'll never be allowed to leave that spot. I'll just stand there until John comes on, and then somebody just switches acoustic and gives me a bass.
And then you'll just stand at the side of the stage and watch John with a Tash. Just watch.
Aye.
Is John actually grown one? Aye. Is he going to do it?
Aye.
Yes.
So he says. Let's pressure him into it now.
Look, we've got it on video now. I'm going to actually.
She not opened your mouth.
No. Aye. He's not even here to defend himself. I don't think. How dare he, John? If
he doesn't come on in the next 30 seconds, he needs to do it.
That's that. Aye.
Comment,
aye.
John.
Comment. Aye. Comment. I want to see it. Graham, awkward. It was a little bit awkward, mate, but we managed to power through it in the end. I mean,
the worst thing is recording with Rab in a room.
I think.
Do you know what he says? One time it was, I don't know if you were there, Rooney. We were in the studio.
For that, Graham. I think. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Big creepy dude, but very talented. One time we were in the studio, we were trying to work out some sort of connections with the mixer and stuff like that. So it was me, Brian, Gav, and Rab. And us three are racking our brains, try this, try that. And then Rab just out of the blue goes, do you think if I went out there and caught a pigeon, I could take it home and train it?
Aye.
That way, do you know what way? But like Gav gets so annoyed at him.
Gav, if you want to recall this whole moment, please comment on it. I'd be curious.
I actually shouted at him.
A big handlebar. Aye, it is going to be a handlebar. I think it's going to be dual handlebars with me and John. And I mean,
dual.
Getting like just stand together with them. Just not even,
But you
like
want to join them.
Garfunkel, but I just don't sing or anything. Just stand there, just looking
Stand
at
out in the darkness.
Aye, it'll be good, mate.
First
You're
time I
definitely
was,
play that gig acoustic. No, that's
I
clearly been decided because I'm not getting anywhere near it. So
mean,
it's fine.
no, first time.
Rav's not here to defend himself either. He's getting an absolute punishing. That's just
First-
terrible.
First time I was
he's a class
ever in the
drummer, but he is
studio.
an idiot.
Aye. My first time I was ever in the studio, I think we were, don't know what the first tune we recorded was. I think we were putting down, don't know it. I think
Don't was the first one we properly recorded, wasn't it?
I think we were just like first day doing it in Crown Point, and out the blue, he is out the blue. He was showing us pictures of how there's Pizza Huts right next to the Egyptian pyramids. Kept bringing up weird stuff like that, man.
Aye, just not even like just
Aye,
random,
and the
just
first time
random machine gun. So yes,
in the middle of vocal takes, he was giving me history lessons on the Boston Tea Party. That
He
was
doesn't know about, by the way. That's the worst.
aye, that's
About it. That's you've learned the alternative history of the Boston Tea Party.
well, I never listened to it.
Aye, as far as he's concerned, the monarchy won.
just I just never listen to it, and he says, just enjoy what he says.
Appreciate it.
Aye.
Appreciate it. Just think yourself lucky that the festivals aren't going ahead because you would have heard so many more stories over the summer.
He's been back on the bike. He's been doing well on the
Aye,
bike.
he's been right. In fact, I think he might be out doing his government
Yeah,
sanctions.
he's doing his government exercise. Aye, getting the government miles up.
Oh yes.
Oh, Kirsty. So the last gig I was at was Nuts at King Tut's, which you played, didn't you?
Well,
there you
there
go.
there was an afternoon acoustic show they done at 3. They done like a acoustic matinee performance. I think.
What gigs are you missing out on? I suppose
I should have been at I should have been at that gig the night. That's Nuts gig in Edinburgh the night at Corn Exchange.
Oh,
That was their biggest headline. I think that's 3,000 or something. Biggest one I've done, but
I think the biggest gig I missed out on was Sam Fender there at the Barrowland. I was really looking forward to that.
But she's rescheduled to August, done it. But
what night was it you were going? Were you going the Monday or the Tuesday?
I was going the Monday, mate.
The Monday.
I think the same tickets.
He's getting Big Greg their sidecar. Portable Wi-Fi so Greg can still win the poker.
Big Greg in a sidecar. Can you imagine him with the goggles, the wee hat, the wee leather hat? You ever
seen Hagrid and Harry Potter in their bike and sidecar? That's what it would look like.
Reversed.
Aye.
Oh, Greg, yeah.
I know. That'll be aye, there's quite a few gigs. I think this summer looked quite good festival wise as well. The lineups were looking pretty decent, which we're going to miss it.
We were doing that with the band. Well, it was the day before. The day before there was like the Snuts Manic Street Preachers and all that, and I had tickets to go on a Saturday, so it was good. But, aye.
I've always wanted to see the Manic Street Preachers. Never got around to that. They were here not long ago as well, weren't they? The Hydro.
Aye, my dad saw them and Ian Brown was supporting them. Not the Hydro.
Aye, because I think it was the Coral that were supporting them at the Hydro. The Coral is another amazing band.
That's a lineup worth for your tickets on the Coral Manic Street Preachers, man.
We seen the Coral.
I saw them Hydro at supporting Jerry there.
Aye, that's right. Aye.
What are you doing, mate? The gigs I'm supposed is Ryan. Me too, mate. Running down the wings. Ryan gigs. I miss him. What a guy.
We seen the Coral, me, Will, and that way to see them in the Oran Moor. That was good.
That's good. Yeah,
I don't know what it was all about, why they were playing there, but
did they choose to make it, or was it before they were?
Didn't you get into it?
Oh, it was down the stair one. Aye.
Sorry, Connor, what was that?
Did they? Was it before they were bigger? Or did they just choose to do an
internet? It was about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, almost. Aye. Their new album and all that was
in there, don't they, as well? In Oranmore, they've got an upstairs. I think they do a lot of theatre stuff up there.
Aye. I've been to like the thing we goes up there, the kickboxing stuff like that. I went to see that in there.
Seen the Manics at Tina Park, King Tut stage, and the bass was that heavy it made me spew. Oh, Kirsty, now
That
you're
was-
just talking dirty to me.
that was-
It's a bassist, now you're just talking dirty to me. Don't get it out.
That was I
Everyone's
think
dream.
I've had another experience like that. See it part at Palace last year. See mid-year,
Aye.
his bass player, like you couldn't really. I could only hear the bass. It was Sale.
Was that a good band?
No, no, it wasn't a Rick. It wasn't a Rick.
Aye, it wasn't the meat bag. That wasn't
Where is the Rick?
It's over and it's got its own abode. It's over in the
It's in
corner.
his bed.
Aye, it's in its bed now. Aye, the fender's out behind us there.
We don't want
so
to
it
see
is,
the
aye.
film, mate. We
And,
want to see the Rick.
Aye, we want to see the Rick. The Rick will come out at some point. I think we're going to, when we start, once we get back to normality and we can do a few other things that we want to do in the podcast, it'll be quite good. And
Jam Kazam.
absolutely. No, jam in person. Go back to school with it. You know, everybody sitting at a table with speakers and all that and amps. It'll be weird. Be really strange, you know. But aye, so it's over having a wee nap Saturday afternoon. I mean, it's enjoying itself.
Do you take it a walk? Do you take
Aye,
it when
no,
you're when you're running?
Well, look, it's a Rick. It takes me a walk. You know, I'm in control over the situation. It's in total control of what's going on. But
Who's going to carry the Rick on the lock?
Who's going to carry the Rick?
Who's going to carry the Ricks? He'll be in here, man, bench pressing my Rickenbacker. I don't know what. Aye, it's gone away, but for the now, but I'll need to get out for a few things, and I definitely need it out for some of the album tunes anyway. But maybe if you get a wee guitar there anyway, Connor.
Aye.
Do you fancy?
Aye.
Do you fancy giving us a wee tune? Your pick, obviously one of yours, because we don't do covers on this, John. But I've got a mic down. Got a mic down.
Finally hit it back. The amount of times that's hit me in the heat, man. Unbelievable.
Equal opportunity abuse there. I like that. Are you want to play one off the album or a new tune or
Play a wee new tune.
Yeah, stay in it, man. Aye.
brilliant?
What are you going to do?
I think we'll go with Truth Be Told.
Aye, nice one.
That's a belter. Xander just quickly saying, "Mad Rocky style montage, running up the hill with a Rick over your shoulder."
Oh, that's
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, by the way, there's
that's
an
gonna be-
idea.
It's going to be Gav's new tunes music video.
Let's make a spoof video of a Rocky training
Aye.
montage with the Rick, and you can just have it the bass, just have the bass line, play the like the mill, boom, 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 boom.
Right, Connor, you ready to go then, mate?
Aye, mate.
What's the tune? Give us a wee intro to it again for everybody listening.
This is Truth Be Told.
And it's a new one.
It's a new one. Aye.
Exclusives.
Exclusive. There's a darkness that lightens up your face. Been a long time and I can't remember your name. You want it all. You thought you had it all. And if truth be told, well, your mind's been sold. You've been running from your life, and there's a fire burning, you that set it alight. You've been crying your sleep. There's not me heaven, you that sow the seed. There's a madness that strikes between your eyes. You're depending on everyone else to tell your lies. You had it all, and then you lost it all. And if truth was told, your mind was gold. You've been running from your life, and there's a fire burning, you didn't set it alight. You've been crying in your sleep. There's a nightmare happening, you that soul to see. You've been crying and you've been fighting. 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 Someone else there when you were dying. When you were in need, was it you that sowed your seed? You've been running from your life, 'cause there's a fire burning, you that set it alight. You've been crying in your sleep. There's a nightmare happening, you that sowed the seed. There's a nightmare happening, you that sowed the seed. Thank you.
Oh,
My mic's down.
Aye.
I just cracked an absolute belt with a joke there, I know. Sorry.
Oh no, it was the best I'd heard. Aye.
Rab signed in. Maybe no watch the podcast back, Rab.
Aye, just this is it. Just think of it. This is the starting point for you, Rab, that we love so much.
Xander says, you've been hammering the semi-skim milk these days. You're looking bra.
Rab comes on here just for general chit chat. He doesn't actually watch it, and he's just here to see who's on. Bro, no milk today.
Let's see if is he still here, eh? Nothing but love, my boys.
Thanks, Rab. Thanks for coming on. That was brilliant, mate. That was and that's going to be that's a new tune that's going to be on the next release, I'm assuming.
Well, I think so.
I think
big fan of that tune. Enjoyed that.
It's a better.
But you were saying earlier, well, briefly, mate, earlier, you're not the only one that's playing music, or you think's playing music in and around your streets. You found somebody else.
Aye.
Right, tell the lovely listeners about this.
Right, I was just in my garden doing my daily keepy uppies and
Government keepy uppies.
Aye, government keepy uppies against the wall. Thanks, Chiggy.
Xander, lovely guys.
There's this guy across there. He looks like Jules Holland. It's no Jules Holland, but he was playing a nice wee £50 make a Sheraton, and it wasn't plugged in or anything. The guitar had no strings, but he was playing it. He was playing it, but he was standing in his garden, and we're just don't know. My mum seen it, but he just fell. It just fell, and she thought something happened, but it was just steaming. He was just having having a drink with the dog. So he fell, and then we went there to see if he's alright, and he's like, gonna phone me an ambulance, man. And well, I was like, I said, are you alright? And he's like, well, I don't know, I might just go and sit on the couch because he was steaming, but I've seen him sitting in the garden with a fresh bottle of whiskey, so I think he's alright.
He's back out. He's back out
He's
with the
back.
Doug. He's
Back
having a
out,
bevy with the
aye.
Doug, playing a guitar with no
Well,
strings.
I love that he just went right to the far end of the spectrum. It wasn't even can you help us operating. It was just straight. Your phone is an ambulance, mate. I am maps. So that's it.
I said, I was like, oh, you actually want an ambulance, Fuzzy? He was like, no. So, who knows? We'll see soon. Right.
Absolutely brilliant, man. Brilliant. Have you get any more of the live streams coming up? Anything?
1 at 7:30.
The night?
Brilliant.
Well,
Aye.
we better
Fundraising.
get this wrapped up then, so you can get some meat here. Aye, that's
Fundraising for Jill.
Sorry, say it
all
again.
right.
Fundraising for Jill thing.
All right, nice one.
Ben Bundy, our sister, so raised, don't know, the goal was to reach 75k or something, I think they're really close to it. Kyle Faulkner's not been involved, so they've been playing the day.
Brilliant.
And I'm at 7:30, just going to do some tunes. So, aye.
Well,
Fantastic. Well, everyone
Focus.
listening, get tuned into that as well. And
that's Bill Selfie for like
there's Mandito. How are you, Mandito?
Right, Mandito.
he's
Aye.
enjoyed your story there, mate. He's really enjoyed that.
Aye.
No, that's brilliant, mate. We'll get a link to that page up as well.
Aye.
And for anybody that's wanting to contribute, that'd be
There's
brilliant.
raffles and donations and that. So if anybody can, then that's great.
Cool. Brilliant, mate. No, listen, thanks for giving us an hour of your time.
Aye.
Another of your
Oh,
special
oh,
time.
young Skywalker. Really appreciate it. And hopefully people will get Kirsty. They're keeping me sane.
Aye.
Give me I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Kirsty. Thanks
Love
very much
that
for tuning in.
Love that raffle. Aye, who knows, Rob? Maybe you'll win a new bike or something.
Aye, Rob, you're not getting in the
Oh, no.
raffle. Nothing.
Aye.
Absolutely no. We'll give you a mug. We'll give you
Aye.
like the broken one though. But
Mm.
you know, there's love in it.
A broken
does it
mug
work?
for another broken mug. But,
Aye.
He's only been on 15 minutes and he's already
It's started on him.
that's why you can't watch the first 15 minutes.
100%. Do not watch the rest of this, Rob. It is without.
He used to video call me every single Monday when he was in that studio doing how he was taking the lessons in there. And he'd phone me and go, this mixer's not working. And I'd go the volume up and he'd just hang up.
Did you press
If you I hate this town. God damn it.
Dave Blair, thanks lads.
Dude.
Top chat.
Aye.
Thanks for tuning in. And Dave's on later this
Aye,
evening.
Dave's on at 9 on the 23 Universe page,
which we'll be sharing shortly as well. So anybody that's enjoying the chat, there'll be another podcast 23 Universe later. Got some Connor Fyfe tees, Rob. You can have one.
I want a t-shirt if you've got any.
Aye.
I'm a small.
I've got a couple of these, mate. All these stickers, I know. I just bought them.
Rob's asking if you get extra medium. That's
what were you saying there, Connor?
I've got these stickers, I know. I just bought them to stick on places like.
So that's 10
Is that what you put your wall behind you?
No, I just stick them in random places. Around Scotland, so.
Around Scotland.
Aye.
We'll put everything up as well. Everyone listening, if you don't know Connor, please get on and check him out. We'll put up his Facebook link, links to the album as well, which is out and available in all formats. Great album. Produced by the man that side of me.
Aye.
Mr. Andy.
I know you don't know where you're pointing because it's mirrored.
I know.
Me and he's there. No, in fact, there. Aye.
There. Aye, he's right there.
Do we give each other a high five?
What that what?
This way, mate. This way. Other way.
Ah, see?
Soon.
I'm there.
Connor. He's just in the middle one.
We're having a pretty wee triangle here.
I don't know what's going on.
I know.
Just messing about, aren't we?
I know.
Aye,
Try to
Yeah.
talk. Can we high five on that?
what you Usain Bolt? Aye.
I was faster than Usain Bolt.
I know.
Aye.
Aye, way faster.
I'd scalp him with 6 yards.
Easy. We are 5 year head start. But no, listen, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Aye, good man. Cheers.
Definitely, if you're up for it, we'll get you back on once we get the quiz and all that set up as well, so you can get your name on that leaderboard. But aye, everyone listening, thanks again as well, and aye, we'll see you all soon.
See you all soon. That was signing off. Cheers, everybody, for tuning in.
Aye, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Take it easy.